What's up, guys? Welcome back to week 3. It's cold, so the view might be a little bit different today. Maybe I'll bring it down a little bit. Because I don't have the hat on. I got the beanie on. Maybe I'll swap at some point today. But yeah, it's a frigid one. Today, it snowed 3 feet in the last 2 days. So not good. Anyway, today's plan, I want to take a quick look at this. So I'm going to come through one more time. Maybe right here. Sand that a little bit, and then right there. So today's plan is going to be the outlets and then maybe painting. So I brought my painting clothes in here. I also brought a garbage bag for over there. You know, it's cold when you got 2 jackets on. I got my winter jacket and my actual hoodie, so it's cold. But yeah, I got my painting clothes here. So yeah, we're going to hop into some outlets and then, oh yeah, this ceiling fan too. All right, we got some stuff to do today. Outlets, ceiling fan, maybe painting. Okay, everything is back on now. This top outlet may be switched. Okay, yeah. So now we have, this is on, and this one, I believe, goes to here. Yeah. Okay. Should be that one. So they have the tab broken, because it's switched, and then they have 2 hots going to the bottom and the red going to the top. Okay, that goes on the top. Then we have our neutral for the top. This tab is not broken. I'm just putting it in exactly the way it was in there already. That's the bottom, that's the top. I haven't done one of those in a little bit, and it was a switched one, so just whatever, no excuses. Anyway, I'm gonna go flip this, make sure that it works. So you might have a quick day today. So that's this outlet right here on, and this bottom plug, as you can see, wired properly. And this one is off until you flip that on. Whoops, until you flip that on. There you go. All right. I'll see you guys when I got some of that done, some of that done, some of that done, and some of that done. Wow. So this one only has 1 hot and 1 neutral with a ground. And that had 2 hots, 2 neutrals, the line from the switch and a ground. So this one requires none of that. Just 1 in one side, 1 in the other. And actually, a lot of the time what's best is because this is tabbed while you have this here, at least what I like to do. Obviously, I'm not an electrician, but just screw in the screws you know you're not going to be using, because you don't want to leave them out for no reason. Now this is technically, I would say, on there backwards, just because I like the wire to be going wrapped around the direction of it being tightened. So I'm just gonna flop that around, pop it back in there. All right, so Big Boss Man is on the phone in the other room, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn on all of the breakers in the panel and test my work. Now, this is me from the future, so I know everything is perfect, but I'm just going to walk around here, make sure both outlets are working, top and bottom. I ended up stopping the video just because he was in there as well, and it was just kind of the same stuff. So you only saw 2, but I ended up doing all 5, and they all work great, even this one with the switch. All right, we're back. Day 2 of week 3. There's a lot going on. So we have a rush for this apartment for the end of the month. Today is currently the 28th. So yeah, it's unavoidable that the other person's gonna be in here as well, Big Boss Man. So I'm just gonna record and do my best to edit around it. So we've got a lot of stuff to get done. The bathroom has been painted. Obviously, you kind of saw me do the 5 outlets yesterday, but we have a rush now. An emergency placement, I guess. So this apartment, whatever condition is in on Sunday, is the way that it is. So I have a toilet seat there. I have a shower head in there. So I'm just gonna go in and get started. The dumpster also got emptied today, so now is a good time to just get as much as you can get unboxed and out of here, because there's a whole pile of garbage ready to go. that magic eraser kind of lost its magic. So gonna get another one or something to replace it to finish that little section. But, and then a little bit up front, and we're good there. Right here, Big Boss Man came in and is on the phone again. So I'm just really not trying to put anybody else online right now. So I'm gonna wrap up the cleaning here in a couple of seconds, but I just didn't want to have some random silence in the background, and I have no music to play. So, but yeah, this wraps up this portion of the cleaning. All right, not sure if you heard that little beeping noise in the background of the last clip, but Big Boss Man turned on a speaker and he's just playing some copyrighted music in the background while we work in here. So I guess I am going to have to find some music. I'm going to do a little voiceover as well, but basically I'm installing the shades like I normally would, except this time I have a drill. Let's go, right there, I'm using it. And my actual drill that I can use to screw in the brackets as well. The drill just makes it so much easier. But yeah, these are the ones that you actually have to put together, and I can tell why we don't have them anymore, because they were a little bit too big, and so I'm cutting around the fact that I'm struggling to put them in. But yeah, I'm just organizing the sizes here, keep those for the kitchen, take the 28s over here as well. I finished both on the left side there, and now I'm going to start these three to the right, and they come with this little hardware box. It's got the screws, it's got the side pieces, and I just don't know if the measurement was wrong or if they cut them the wrong size, but I ended up having to do some persuasion, let's say, to get these installed right, but you won't see me struggling with that. I'm just gonna put everything back in the box, keep the garbage tidy, and then throw it into the giant pile of garbage in the corner. And then, yeah, you just got to snap these on the sides. Sometimes they can be a little bit of a pain. There's a few plastic nubs that have to line up properly, but as long as you got something to push down on, you should be good. And I'm actually going to get all of these set up at once. So I'm just going to keep the whole process moving. I'm going to get all the screws set and all of the brackets set, and get all of the shades assembled as well. And then I'll go through and actually drill out the holes, and then screw the brackets up top all in one, so I can just keep everything moving as efficiently as possible. All right, now we're gonna move on to the door. Same process. Because the screw holes in the bracket on the right side are like an oval, you can kind of just drill anywhere in the general area, and you can adjust the height of the brackets to be even where you want them to be. So I ended up drilling one hole and then screwing into the right, as you can see, and I'll come back through and then drill the other holes right here and then secure the brackets with the second screw. And this door was very easy, obviously, to put up compared to the other ones because I don't have to worry about it being the wrong size. And just got to tap it over a little bit to the right, and then I will take over live from here. Day 3, day 4, I don't know what's going on. You may even get a Friday this week. So I'm back. We got to finish that. This spot that got sanded actually looks pretty good, but all above it, you know, I don't know if it's wet or if it just needs a second coat, but sometimes I like to look and think about things and make a plan, but that's not going to really help me today, so I'm just going to keep going and going. I don't even know where I got this screwdriver from. All right, I'm just going to let that soak in quick, and I'm going to go grab some cove base, and just so when I'm done with that, I can cove base the bathroom and then be done with the bathroom. So I'll be right back. I'm down a knife, so I'm down to my backup knife. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I got one box of cove base and the flooring stuff I think that I'm gonna need. And my knife is not in my pockets, so. Okay, we're gonna get back to this and then do the floor. The plan is to keep everything moving that way. So I'm gonna finish cleaning this shower and then I'm gonna cove base the bathroom, cove base out here, over here, finish to here. I will get the range hood up, get the appliances in, then clean that way, cove base that. I can cove base up to there because this corner isn't done, and then I can cove base this. And then we'll see. I mean, that'll do it for this box, and who knows how long that's going to take. I'm definitely not the fastest, but that's a future me problem right now. Let me know what you guys think of this transformation, this compared to what it looked like before. I'll put a little flashback for you, but that's where I'm calling that one. You got a knife piece here? Yeah. See what I can do this for? All right, and I can't remember if I explained anything or not while I was doing code base in the other apartment, but basically I'm just shoving this in here. I cut the piece a little bit longer and I'm marking the top with my knife to where the corner will be, and then I can cut a straight line on the back, just score the line, and I can fold it, it'll peel, and then you just have to cut a little triangle out of the bottom on the line, and that will be your corner. And then the other part that I marked on the top is the edge where I'm going to cut it, and then fold it, and then just kind of peel it, and that's the entire corner done. And that's the same for all inside corners like that. Just mark the top, score the back, fold it, and then cut out that little triangle. Now I got to do a tactical reload on the glue and get this tiny corner piece in. Done. I'm going to get out of the corner, so and a little more on top. No, she's clean side. Looks a little suspicious, you know, looks a little not lie. Okay, very good. All right, we went over inside corners there in the bathroom. Now we have an outside corner, which I am not very good at. So basically we're just gonna mark the line on the back where the corner is, and we're gonna kind of go through the same process, score the line on the back, and then we have to start kind of shaving down around where the corner would be, so that when we make the turn, we can, you know, the cove base would kind of follow the corner instead of sticking out. If you don't shave it down, then the turn is really wide. I don't know how else to describe it. There's just a big gap in the top of the cove base around the corner because you're kind of trying to bend it around the corner, and it's kind of thick rubber, so it doesn't bend very well and hold to its spot. But there was also a carpet in here previously, so the cove base sat a little bit higher, so you can kind of see a little bit of an edge as well. It's kind of just unavoidable. So just another thing that made this complicated, but this singular cove base piece is the most complicated piece, these next two in these apartments, just because there's two inside corners and an outside corner. It depends what direction you're going as well. Sometimes you can get two outside corners, two inside corners, or maybe even three outside corners in this one little area. And I don't really like cutting them separately and then sticking them in to dodge the corners, but I'm just trying to do it the best I can. And the other thing that you actually run into here when you're scoring the backs of the outside corners is you can punch through the front layer and you have to start all over because the hole is very obvious. Unless it's a super, super tiny hole, but most of the time it's not. And then you secure it with some tape. This one I forgot to do this little corner piece, so I cut out a little custom piece, and then I'm just going to push it in there nice and tight with my knife, and it'll be good enough. Now we're just going to get a little bit of a hyper cut going here. Obviously you've seen the process, so Got two inside corners here on these two pieces. Just throwing this on quick. Update. Always something. I finished this part of the code base. I was doing this code base and he's like, oh, you know, big boss man, what do you need? Anything else you need? I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to do this range hood. He's like, well, that range hood's not going to work. It's a 24-inch range hood. It's a 20-inch opening. These are the only range hoods we have. Why do we even have them if they don't fit? Anyway, I digress. I'm just going to get 3 and then a double and the phone. And then I'm going to go back to code base. And I still have not found my knife, which sucks. You know, actually it could be up on the top of one of these windows somewhere. Holy shit. That is awesome. That is awesome. I don't know why I just had like a vision of me placing it there yesterday. Wow. Also, this wall is actually drying now. It got hit with a second coat, so you can see that it is actually drying, so it's going to look a lot better. All right, I'm gonna get this battery swapped out and then we'll get back to code base. This corner is gonna suck because there's not a lot to glue into. It's a short corner and it's an outside corner, and the outside corners just suck and I'm not very good at them. Fuck. Oh my God. All right, gonna try that out. Got a double outside corner here, so it's not gonna be fun either way. All right, we're gonna glue that down and tape it and hope and pray and see what happens. Okay, so this over there and then here's not allowed. Oh my God, it reaches all the way over here. Let me just make my marks here. That's there. Gets pushed to there. It's gonna be somewhere around there. Oh, this is flat, and it's gonna be somewhere around here. Somewhere around there. I am close to losing it right now. Oh my God. Okay. I could try to whittle this down more, but I'm just gonna call it good because I'm already at a point where I'm annoyed and I know that if I keep going at it, I'm gonna accidentally cut a hole in it. So All right, let me get this little corner in. I can take these gloves off, and then I'll come back when I got something new going on. We're back for the final day of this disaster. Absolute disgusting, disappointing, rage-inducing. Most I've been frustrated and annoyed with an apartment and the process. Today's the last day, and there's a fucking fuckload of shit to do. It's a disaster. The whole situation is a disaster. It's a rushed apartment because the person living in here is homeless and it's very cold. Doesn't help that the salt they got put on the ground has tracked everywhere in here. And I mean, this dust is just a disaster. For some reason, it looks like there's less of it now, but it's still gonna be a problem. I'll be on my hands and knees scrubbing this floor until 5 o'clock today. I get to do more Cove base. Let's go. So obviously I'm not too thrilled here. So here's just some fast forwarding me being very not happy with what's happening. I'm just doing a lot of talking, pointing, look at this, look at that. And now I'm gonna stop complaining and I'm gonna get back to work. Let's make that. Let's make it down there. I haven't really ever laid it out like this before, but it should roughly be okay. I may need an extra piece or like a half a piece, but this is going to just be a probably a really quick little montage for you guys. Not easy, as always. bit of a disaster. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong in this apartment, in a time crunch, and honestly, I just have not felt like recording any of it, especially because there's multiple people in here. But we just had fucking, you know, disasters, tempers flaring. So stuff is in. This stuff is about to come in once we get a broom. And then I'm getting all my stuff. I'm grabbing a few of these miscellaneous things. Taking the garbage, get the garbage out of here. The cleaning stuff is staying. Tomorrow, I'm not coming back. I'm done with this place. Big boss man's cleaning the kitchen. And then just tidying things up. Anything that's left over, all the cleaning stuff, whatever's left over, he's gonna take. I'm gonna get the toilet seat, the tank, and whatever else I can get out of here, and just put away temporarily. But this is the last time you guys are gonna see this place, so maybe I'll do a quick walk around after I get everything else cleaned up. It just sucks. Things are not up to my standard because I thought I was gonna have weeks in here. So to do all that stuff in 3 days, you know, and to still have that pride in your work and to, you know, the way that you want it to be, and everything that could go wrong went wrong with the rain should. Disaster. The blinds too tight, wrong size, disaster. The floor got put in before the paint on the floor, disaster. The code base doesn't have time to dry, he'll take that off, disaster. You know, everything just a disaster. The bathroom, disaster. The kitchen, disaster. This place is disgusting. These closet doors, I didn't even show you guys these closet doors, disaster. You know, I did the outlets. That was gonna be the start of my renovation. In the grand scheme of things, I shouldn't even have touched them. Because just kind of wasted time. But whatever. So this is the last time, maybe. I'll do one more clip after I clean everything up, but just what a disaster. This is my last video in here. There's a chance I may stop in here tomorrow to get a full done walk around, but oh man. Let me just say this. This is not an apartment that I'm super proud of, and that sucks for me to say because I take immense pride in going the extra mile for stuff that doesn't matter. Even if, you know, it's not perfect, I try to get it as close to perfect as I can, and this just wasn't one of those apartments that we could do. It's an emergency move-in. It's 1 degree outside right now. The person moving in here is homeless, so there's a reason why it all happened, but it's just very frustrating for me, you know, fulfillment-wise, because this is just not the way that I want to do stuff. Just my own personal quality standards, but it had to be done. So anyway, the whole apartment got painted, mainly by Big Boss Man. Ended up throwing a knob back on this thing, even though one doesn't belong on here. One of those things, right? There's a big hole in it, don't have time to fix it, put another knob on. The toilet cleaned, shower, complete transformation, clean, new shower head, all that, all the outlet covers. I need this. Kitchen is the only thing not done. Obviously we have new appliances in here, new stove, new fridge, new rain hood installed. The cabinets need to be cleaned. Obviously the sink needs to be cleaned, and then this is done. The blinds, all new blinds put up. Obviously new light bulbs installed, yippee, very hard work there. Cove base all put on, and it needs to be swept too. We only swept behind where the appliances are. So that's that.